Touch.
People always talk about my come up, cause I've been going all every summer. Pussy wanna talk about numbers, but your manager buying swipe show so bummy, ain't nobody out now that can touch us.
What's up, y'all? It's ScrewTheRulez YuGi here today, and I'm bringing you my Yu-Gi-Oh! Day first place Branded Adventure Eldlich deck profile hosted by my locals, Koalaty Games. Shoutouts to Koalaty Games, Derek and Melissa. You guys are hosting an amazing locals, an amazing shop. I love the vibe and atmosphere that you guys are trying to give and that you guys are presenting to our Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. Again, I love it. Thanks for hosting the Yu-Gi-Oh! Day event, and I love my Yu-Gi-Oh! Day Field Center. Guys, just look at this adorable Purely Field Center. The archetype is really adorable, really cute. Unfortunately, Derek and Melissa were not able to get the Yu-Gi-Oh! Day Purely mat, and unfortunately, they are still waiting for it, so I still cannot show it to you guys. Otherwise, I would love to display it here. But again, guys, shoutouts to Koalaty Games. Again, come through to their locals. It's a great time, and Derek and Melissa are amazing hosts. Before I get into my deck profile, I just first would like to say a huge, tremendous thank you to you guys. You guys helped me reach the milestone of reaching over 1,000 subscribers. I never thought in all my times of uploading videos, trying to edit, learn to edit, and loving the game called Yu-Gi-Oh! I just can't believe that I have so much support for you guys to bust out those deck profiles, to record those live duels, edit them, and to also cut out for edits and memes. I appreciate all the support that you guys have given me, to the point where you guys helped me reach over 1,100 subscribers, let alone passing 1K. You guys helped me pass another 100 subs. You guys have just given me the motivation to just keep going, and I would like to just thank everyone that's helped me, my Yu-Gi-Oh! Community, my close buds. You guys know who you are. Actually, they're on this token, minus the GoTB. You guys have no idea how much it helps the channel when you guys hit that like button and you smash that subscribe button. You guys help me spread my content, and you guys help me with the YouTube algorithm. Again, please continue to do that. I appreciate all you guys, to the point where since I hit this 1K milestone, I am going to do a giveaway. I just don't know what that giveaway is going to be. I just feel like since I achieved this, big milestone for myself, I feel like the giveaway's got to be big and have multiple winners. So please keep an eye out on that and hit that notification bell so that you guys know when that video drops. With that being said, guys, let's head straight to the deck profile and my list of matchups that I have for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Day tournament. So starting off with my matchups, my first round was against Branded Despia, and that was a pretty hard matchup considering that Bysteals are just so powerful against any graveyard heavy base deck. And when they banish my Golden Lord, it kind of feels bad, man. It kind of feels bad. But luckily, we 2-0'd. Super Poly came in super clutch, and we were able to get that matchup. My second round opponent was playing Runic Sprite, and guys, that matchup is pretty scary considering that field spell consistently drawing you 2 to 3 cards like per turn is just insane, and you just feel like you're so far behind the Runic player because of the hand resources. But we came over that. We got 2-1 on that one. Then my round 3 opponent was playing Ishizu Tier Element, and for that one, Zombie World was the MVP. You have to have the hard cards in your hand for them to be Aquas to fuse. Really put my opponent in a tight spot, and he was like forced to fuse into non-tier monsters, so he couldn't continue with his strategy. My 4th round opponent was playing Sprite, and that matchup, he bodied me game 1. He just set up full board. I couldn't break it. And then he had Ash and Droll on me, and that was pretty insane considering my deck. But in game 2 and game 3, I opened up insane, and I just set up great. And in game 3, I just completely opened up board breakers and just broke his board. It was pretty crazy. Lava Golem is a crazy, crazy card. Alright guys, and with those matchups out of the way, let's get right into the deck list. So starting off with the monsters, I am playing 2 of the Golden Lord, Golden Boy. I know with the Bysteals, a lot of people are talking about bumping this card up to 3, but I personally love 2. I think 3 is too cloggy, even with the Bysteals out there. You just have to know how to play around the Bysteals. Just expect that your opponent has it, and just hope that your Sanguine, Solemn Strikes help you to stop your Golden Boy from getting banished. And his effect to target a card and send it to the field, not destroy, is pretty insane by discarding him with a spell or trap from the hand. And then his revivability that helps him gain 1,000 attack and defense and to not be destroyed by card effects until the end of your opponent's turn is also pretty insane. This man's a huge beater. We love this guy. All hail the Golden Lord. The next monsters in my lineup is part of my adventure engine. So we have 2 Water Girls and 1 Griffin. Obviously, the adventure engine is just so powerful, and it's still powerful today, especially considering that it has not been touched by the ban list. Guys, just activating either this or right It puts so much pressure on your opponent. And with the adventure engine, with Faithful Adventure, that discard effect is so warranted to this deck because we have so many cards that can help us be utilities in the graveyard. Love this engine, and I think I really like just playing 2 water girls. I don't like playing with 3. I think it just clogs up the deck. The next monster lineups I have is part of my branded package. So 1 Banshee and the 2 Fallen of Albaz. Obviously, you can dump these guys off of Branded Fusion, and you're just good to go. Fallen of Albaz to summon Mirror Jade, but it also has the effect on normal summon, discard a card, and then Fusion summon using materials that are on the field, so you can use your opponent's materials, and it does not target. And then we have our Banshee that we can also send off of Branded Fusion, so we can summon our Lubellion. And what we really want this guy for is against our Tier Element matchup, our Flu matchup, and against plants, but also against just any deck that really relies on types in the graveyard. And because she activates Zombie World and makes all your stuff zombies that are on field in the graveyard, your opponent starts to have really a hard time executing their strategy with this guy activated. Actually, during the whole tournament, I want to say Banshee was just MVP against the Tier matchup and the Sprite matchup. This card's actually insane. And then for the next part of our monster lineup, we have a little bit of spice that I like putting into my deck. 3 Fenrir. This guy applies so much pressure to the board. The fact that he can just, you know, on resolution of a monster effect, banish a card face down target, or just declare an attack on an attack deck, declare effect to banish a card face down target. And the other fact that he can just search himself again, so if your opponent gets rid of him or gets rid of your board and you have this guy in your hand, special summon your opponent again is just like, hold on boss, I gotta think for a second. This guy makes people think. On top of pressuring your opponent, he also baits out your opponent's cards or baits out a negate. And I can't wait to play this deck when Phantom Nova officially drops, because that ban list just basically made Kashtira the best deck. But that's it, guys, for the monsters. Now let's get into our spell lineup. All right, so starting with our spells, we got 3 extras. So a lot of people will ask me, why aren't you playing Prosperity? You can make sure you keep your Mirror Jades. You don't have to mill them off. You don't have to banish them. You can also pick. As much as I love the thought of digging into my deck for 6 cards deep, this deck needs those 2 powerful resources to get back into the game and to kill your opponent. Like, you have no idea how much that extra card actually matters. And in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, hand resources is such a must, and I've never had the problem of banishing like all my branded stuff or all my super poly targets. Again, I really love drawing 2, and I'll pick this over Prosperity, and I will die on that hill. For our next spell lineup is again part of our adventure engine. So we have 2 Rite of Armistier, the 1 Faithful Adventure, and the 1 Draco Back. Honestly, guys, again, it's a part of the adventure package, and Faithful, this card right here, Faithful Adventure, just applies so much utility, and it just brings the whole deck of engines together, because this searches, this also gets your branded stuff going, this gets Eldlich going if you have a discard. If you have Banshee in your hand, you can discard of that. It's just so much utility. It brings the deck together, and you guys have no idea how much that discard matters to load up that graveyard. Again, if your opponent doesn't have the buy steals make our deck cry. And Draco Back, again, that bounce when it's your turn, it just ensures OTK, and it makes sure that your token stays alive. Love the adventure engine, and I'm still going to keep it a part of this deck. All right, our next spell lineup is going to be Branded Fusion. So again, I do play the branded package in here. Branded Fusion is just a busted card, to be honest with you. If they don't have Ash, you are going off to the races. But the only thing, because of buy steals, you do have to be careful. So instead of sending, you know, Golden Lord with Albaz to make Albion, I really don't want to lose my Golden Lord if I know I'm in a big tier matchup, or if I just assume my opponent has the buy steal. I will then just send Fallen of Albaz and Banshee to make Lubellion, because Lubellion does not care about whether cards are banished, because it can use the banish field or grave and shuffle them back. You have to play around the buy steals and just consider that, but nonetheless, it's a busted card. Just dealing with a Mirror Jade is pretty exhausting to your opponent, I won't lie. It just causes so much pressure. And then the next lineup is 2 Curse of Eldland, because we are playing our Golden Lord package. I only want 2 in the deck just because I felt like 3 is too cloggy. And trust me, this card's only big achievement and help in this deck is if you are going second. Because when you go first and you draw this, it is doo-doo. It does not feel the greatest. But going second, this card is amazing. It baits, and it gets the Golden Lord or any of your trap card pieces to just play the game and to beat down your opponent. So just 2 of these. I really like 2, and I like that ratio. Then I do play the one Zombie World because again, we are playing Banshee. Zombie World is a really good in this meta. I don't know about the upcoming meta going forward with this new ban list that just dropped, because I feel like Cash Tier doesn't really care about Zombie World, but I know Tier will still be a deck and that will hit them. With Barrier Statue gone, I don't think I'll have to worry about flu players anymore, unless they got some busted spice I don't know about. And also Zombie World with Rivalry of Warlords is pretty disgusting to your opponent, and Zombie World also goes really well with Curse of Eldland if you're not able to get rid of Curse of Eldland with your Golden Lord. Because of Zombie World, you're still able to attack under Curse of Eldland since making all your monsters zombies, so you have no issues with it over there, and you can still go for OTK. Our next spell is the One Foolish Burial. What I love about this card is that, again, it's utility to my engines. It can get to my Golden Lord engine by sending off Golden Lord. It can get to my Adventure package by sending off Water Enchantress. And it can also get to my Zombie World package by sending off Banshee. Again, love this card because it just helps me get to my engines. This card could be that one piece that ensures me the game. So shout out to Foolish Burial, man. And then our last spells that we're playing, again, I'm playing Board Breakers in this deck, is 3 Super Poly. So I really love this card just because, again, that discard fodder is insane in this deck, and your opponent cannot respond to this card. And there's so many decks that are running, you know, same attributes, same type, or they're running darks, or they're running fusions. You have a Super Poly target to out that card, especially for the Sprite boards. But now Sprite Elf is dead, so haha Sprites. And this card ensures you OTK in the battle phase because, again, your opponent cannot respond. It's spell speed type 4. I don't know why Konami made this card. But alright guys, that's it for our spells. Now we're going to get into our trap lineup with the deck. And we're going to start with our Golden Lord package. So 3 Sanguine, 3 Conquistador, and 2 Huequero. Now while playing with the deck, I've gotten a lot of people asking me, why haven't you bumped Huequero to 3? You know, with Tier going around, you're going to be banishing a lot. As much as I care about Tier and the fact that they need to, you know, fusion summon from the graveyard, and that Huequero is a non-target banish, but I feel like against Tier, you're also doing Conquistador because, again, you want to hit Planet because you don't want your floodgates to get popped by their field spell. But that's it for the Golden Lord trap lineup. Our next trap is I played 3 Solemn Strike, and I love this card because against the Bysteals, it's great against certain chain links. The fact that this is a counter trap, your opponent, unless they have another counter trap themselves, it ends the chain link and it ends in your favor. Like 100% of the time it ends in your favor. Like for example, you open up TT on a non-tier board and, you know, they have a big monster negate with Baron, the TT, because they don't want you to blow up the board. You chain Solemn Strike, unless they got a counter trap, buddy, that chain link is going off and TT's resolving and popping everything. It just has so many utility against other monster effects, and it could just hit any monster effect from anywhere. And next for our trap lineup to finish are the Floodgates. So we do run 3 Skill Drain in the deck. We flip this and our opponent cries. They can't play the game, and it's great. It doesn't hinder with your Golden Lord at all. It does hinder with the Branded package and the Adventure package, just the monster effects. But because this deck just ensures so much power and to push for game, you don't really care about your monster effects that much as long as you have Golden Lord and those traps to keep pushing the game forward and ensure that your big monsters just keep poking for game. Skill Drain all the way. Love this. And the final Floodgates we have is 1 Summon Limit and 2 Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. Obviously, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror for their Tier matchup, I am maining it just solely because Tier is so prevalent. Now with the new ban list that just dropped that basically murdered Tier, I don't know if I'm going to continue with maining Shadow Imprisoning Mirror in the future. I may just replace it with 2 more Summon Limits, 2 TTs, or maybe even get rid of all these Floodgates together. Just put in like hand traps or something like Droll and Lockbird, Lancia since Cashier is being prevalent, or Ash Blossom since that's still the best generic hand trap in my opinion that just hits multiple engines and multiple decks. And I do main the 1 Summon Limit. It has come up in actually 3 of my games for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Day event where my opponent just, you know, was so confident, did their thing, summoned their second monster, especially the Sprite players, and I'm like, on resolution of your summon, flip Summon Limit, and your opponent passes. Your opponent literally has to pass if they're a big combo deck, summon 2 monsters, they just look at you, they're gonna pass. Doesn't really slow down your deck too much because again, you're always going to be in control, and as long as you have Golden Boy, you are guaranteed to win that matchup. So I might bump him up to, you know, 3 just because I do like him, but we're gonna see how this new format goes with the new ban list going forward. But that is my main deck. 45 card main deck. I know it's crazy, but I love it, you know? But now moving on to our extra deck, I have the best token ever. But nonetheless, let's put this token to the side and get into our extra deck. So I am running 3 Albion of the Branded Dragon, and he is the piece that says we're gonna dump Golden Lord off of Branded Fusion. Then next I have 2 Lubellion. Again, we play Lubellion because buy steals are just really prevalent right now in today's meta. I know with the new ban list going forward, I don't think tier will be that populated. Pretty sure it might be Kashtira that's running around. So with that, we can play less around the buy steals and go into our Albion plays. But regardless, this is still good to dump off our Banshee. And that's what the main piece is for this guy. Then our baby daddy, Mirror Jade. 3 Mirror Jade, of course, because I play extra, you know, I play multiples of these, but I have to play 3 Mirror Jade just because I have to make sure, guys, that I don't banish to Starlight. Look at this. It's so beautiful. We pulled this off Sneak Peek, and it's just beautiful. It's the best fusion monster for Branded. Puts so much pressure on your opponent, and non-target banish is just too strong. And it gets to nuke your opponent's board. So that's pretty good. That's it for the Branded lineup. The next monster cards are our Super Poly targets. So 1 Dragon Stapelia, 1 Garura, 1 Muddy Mud Dragon, 1 Starving Venom, and because I play Zombie World and I play Banshee, I do a nutty thing of playing Dragon Necro Nether Soul Dragon, just because if I have Zombie World, it makes everything a zombie, and his requirements are just 2 zombie monsters, and I just get rid of like my opponent's monsters, easy as that. It just makes big beefy tokens and just ensures an OTK, and just a funny way to get rid of your opponent's monsters with Super Poly, but also just a funny way to kill your opponent if they don't expect it. Obviously, this card is cuttable for your extra deck. I just really like it in my deck because I play Super Poly and Zombie World. And the next one, because I'm playing Zombie World, I am playing the Eldlich, the Mad Golden Lord. For any situation where I have Golden Lord up on the field, Zombie World, and I get to Super Poly my opponent. I run so many Super Poly targets because I run extra, unfortunately. But that's it for the fusion. And then our last extra deck monsters, we do have the Vampire Sucker. I typically use this just because to draw that extra card. You guys have no idea, in Yu-Gi-Oh, drawing a card matters so much. The times where I did not banish this off extra, it did come in handy, and drawing that extra card was pretty good because depending if it was a power card or that extra piece I needed to push for game, it just ensured it. But anyway, guys, that's it for my extra deck. Let's get into my side deck that helped me win the Yu-Gi-Oh Day event at Koalaty Games. I have 3 Lava Golem, so when we're going second, you know, our opponent makes board, we draw this card and we just don't care because we just slap a Lava Golem, we say bye-bye, especially if it's a tier matchup, because those fusions just keep reviving back. This is not by a card effect, this is a summoning condition. Bye-bye, you're not coming back, and you get to play the game. Next is 3 Evenly Match. Again, if we're going second, we take out our going first cards, or we take out our floodgates because we don't need them, because we play the Branded and the Adventure package, where we're just trying to control the board and push for game, and it ensures that the game is evenly matched. Anyway, great card, love it. Not getting out of my side deck. Evenly Matched is just too good of a blowout card. Then we have the 1 Harpy's Feather Duster in case I verse back row decks, with the 2 Anti-Spell Vagrants in case. This is mainly for Pendulum, and because I'm a trap deck, every game 2, every game 3, my opponent's going to side those back row hate cards such as Harpy's Feather Duster, Lightning Storm, Cosmic Cyclone, Twin Twister, any of those back row hate cards to just get rid of all of my Floodgate love. I want to make sure that that doesn't happen. I love siding this card going first because I know my opponent's going to side in back row hate. I think in the future I will take this out because of the Kashtira card, and I'll probably replace it with 3 Book of Eclipse going forward, just because Kashtira is going to be that big new deck in the room. And Book of Eclipse just makes sure that I don't care about you blocking my zones. I flip your board over. So I'm probably going to replace these with Book of Eclipse going for the future. And then our next cards in the side deck is the extra Zombie World, and because we play Zombie World, the 2 Rival Rollers to ensure the zombie lock. Obviously you have to see it, but again, it's a floodgate going forward. And then my last 3 cards in my side deck are the 3 Solemn Judgment for when I'm going game 2 or game 3. Mostly game 2 if I know I'm going first, but usually game 3 I'm kind of iffy on this card because again, paying half of your life points is just too much. And since I'm not playing any cards like Spooky, Dogwood to ensure life point gain, I don't want to lose in time, you know. So I'm really finicky on when I use this, but I just know on games 2 when I know I'm going first, I'm siding this guy in because again, the back row hate and evenly matches a card. And that's scary, and plus because I have the ulti, it will negate. But alright guys, that's it for my side deck, and that's it for my deck profile actually. Again, shout outs to Koalaty Games, Derek, Melissa, thank you for hosting the YuGiOh Day event and the tournament and letting me take the winnings and prizing of that tournament with my Branded Adventure Eldlich deck. And shout outs to you guys for helping me reach my milestone of 1,000 subscribers. Again, guys, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you so much for helping me reach that achievement, and thank you guys so much for sticking into the end of the video. Again, don't forget to hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get notified on my next deck profile win, as well as the giveaway video that will be up soon. Again, guys, please keep an eye on that. Alright guys, with that being said, thanks for watching until the end of the video. We'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Search. People always talk about my come up, cause I've been going all every summer. Pussy wanna talk about numbers, but your manager buying swipe show, so bummy ain't nobody out now.